Welcome everybody, this is Sandy Thorpe and I'm bringing my very first yoga video to you so that you can practice in the shelter of your own home amidst this coronavirus pandemic. So typically the videos will be closer to an hour. This is the first trial one to check bandwidth and uploading ability and file size and all that good stuff. So this first video will be about a half hour, roughly 30-35 minutes. And typically videos are vinyasa flow, including stretching, twisting, getting the heart rate up a little bit, getting into some standing poses, and then getting into some arm balances as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's bring the legs straight out in front, and let's inhale, come all the way up. Exhale all the way straight forward, stretch out the hamstrings. And again, inhale, come all the way up, exhale forward. And one more time, inhale, reach up, exhale forward. Let's bring the legs into a cross-leg position, get our hips to open up. Let's walk the hands out in front. Just getting a good stretch here. Slide up, bring the hands behind you, and press the knees down, push the hips up. Open up the chest, open up the heart. Take in the community that you're now part of. Let's bring the hips down, and let's go off to your right. Bring the forearm on the ground, left arm comes up and all the way over. And inhale up, let's go off to the other side. And inhale back up. Let's change the leg position so we're evenly balanced. Reach the arms forward again. So we're just opening up the hips here and go as far as you can. And when you get as far as you can, on the next exhale, see if you can walk your fingers out a little further. Let's slide up, bring the hands behind you. This time fingers going away from you. Press the knees down, push the hips up, roll the shoulders back. Release, bring the hips down, and again off to your right. Inhale up, off to your left. And inhale back up. And before we go further, let me mention that we might usually use a block in class, and since we're at home, Kleenex box works pretty well. Give that a try. So let's plant the feet and let's pull forward into a squat and then just stretch right out into standing forward fold. So we're hanging down again, stretching out the hamstrings. Walk your hands off to your right. Back to center, walk off to your left. And back to center, let's reverse swan dive. Sweep all the way up and pull up, swan dive out. Exhale all the way down. Inhale up to a flat back. Exhale down. And let's step up to the front of your mat. Plant the hands and step back into downward facing dog. So feet and hips are about hip distance apart. With your hips, obviously. Push the hips back. A great big stretch for the hamstrings. Maybe walk the dog a little bit. Bend one knee, stretch it out, other knee. Pull forward into plank. Lower down to chaturanga. And then straight up into up dog. Tops of your feet are on the mat. Flip the toes and come back into down dog. Let's do that again. Let's come forward into plank. Lower down to chaturanga. Pull it up into up dog. Flip the toes back into down dog. From here, let's stretch out a little more. Let's raise the right leg up. Let the leg flop over so your knee is pointing up to the ceiling. Maybe rotate that leg around in the hip socket. One direction, other direction. Extend that leg straight out behind you. Then exhale, bring the knee to your nose. Send it back. And knee to your nose again. Let's plant the foot right in between the hands. Let's drop the left knee. Flip the left foot, sweep the arms up, and let the hips fall forward. Coming into Anjaneyasana. You can accentuate this back bendy movement here by swooping the arms up, going back a little further if you want. And bring the hands down to the mat. Let's straighten out the right leg, bring the nose to your right kneecap. Option here to walk all the way back so you're sitting on your left heel or perhaps your Kleenex box. Walk the hands forward, bring your nose to your kneecap. Slide up, lift out the hips. With your walk, walk the hands forward, tuck the left toe, lift the knee off the ground. Send your right leg back into downward facing dog, right leg up. Let's bring the right knee forward again. This time bring it over to your left tricep. Send it back. Knee to your left tricep. Extend the leg off the mat to your left. Release your left arm up. Into the fallen stone pose. Option here, maybe raise your right foot off the ground. Maybe take your left hand, reach over, find your left big toe. Maybe sweep the whole thing all the way up to the front. Maybe even get the arm over the head. Let's release back into down dog. Come forward into plank. Lower down to chaturanga. Up into up dog. Lift the toes, back into down dog. Now for the other side, let's raise the left leg up. Let the left leg flop over. Maybe rotate that left leg around in hip socket. One direction, other direction. Extend the leg straight out behind you. And bring your knee to your nose, round up the back, send it back. Again, bring the knee forward. Let's place the foot in between your hands. Drop the right knee, the right foot. Sweep the arms up. Exhale forward. Again, increase or exaggerate that stretch if you want. Coming into the crescent moon. Body makes a big crescent moon shake to the side. Bring the hands down to the mat. Tuck the right toe, lift the knee off the ground, send the left foot back into our three-legged down dog. And bring the knee forward, bring it over to your right tricep. Back. And again, knee to your right tricep, extend the leg off the mat to your right. Release the right arm up. Get a great big stretch here across the chest. And again, option, if you want to give it a try, see if you can raise the left foot off the ground. Reach forward, find the big toe, lift it up, sweep it to the front, maybe even get it over the head to Vishwamitra. Let's come back into down dog. And come forward into plank. Lower down to chaturanga, up into up dog. Flip the toes, back into down dog. And let's come back into plank. For plank, bring your left hand to the center, release the right arm up, coming into side plank. So easier version, you can have your left knee on the ground. Harder version, a little more challenge, you can raise the right leg up. That arm comes down, bring that right foot all the way forward, up into a lunge. And release all the way up into a high lunge. So important note here, we're on our back toes. This is not warrior one, this is a lunge. Reach the arms up. Let's bring the hands down to heart center. And lower. And lower. Maybe slide that foot out a little bit behind you. Twist off to the right. See if you can tuck the elbow over the knee. Maybe open up the arms. Right arm all the way up, left arm down. If you'd like to try and bind it up here, right arm can come over behind you. Meets up with the left hand underneath. Big stretch for the right glute, if you can get there. And release both hands down to the mat. Step the right foot back into downward facing dog. And let's come forward again into plank. Lower down to chaturanga, sweep it up. And up dog. Flip the toes. Back into down dog. And now for the other side, come back into plank. Bring your right hand to the center. Release the left arm up. Side plank, Savasana. Again, options. Right knee can be down, left leg can be up. Stretch out. Stretch out that right leg behind you. Let's bring the hands down to heart center. Lower, lower. Maybe slide that right leg out. Twist off to the left. Tuck the elbow over the knee. Maybe open up the arm. Your right hand wants to be down on the outside of your left foot. Maybe you lift it up. Left hand behind you. I'm going to use both hands down to that. Let's step down into downward facing dog. And let's come down to your hands and knees. Just for a second here, let's round the back all the way up. Exhale out. To cat. Arch the back the other way into cow. To neutral. And let's take your block, if you have one. Place it up at the front of your mat. And let's push back into child's pose. Stretch out. Let's tuck the toes, pull the hips up. Back into downward facing dog. And coming forward into plank. Or down to chaturanga. Into dog. Flip the toes, back into down dog. And let's raise the right leg up. Let's bring the right foot forward in between your hands. And this time your left foot is going to plant flat on the ground, coming up into warrior one. So the arms are going to reach all the way up. Slight bend in the right knee. Hips are straight forward, shoulders are straight forward. And let's inhale up. Exhale into warrior two. Right arm in front, left arm behind you. Deep bend in that right knee. Shoulders are back. Palms are down. Reach forward. Flip the right palm up. My left hand is just slide down the back of the leg. Inhale up. Back into warrior two. Reach forward again. Straighten out the right leg. Slide the hand down. Coming into triangle, Trikonasana. Maybe you want to try a revolve triangle here. Hinge from the waist. Right arm is going to come up. Left arm is going to come down. If you revolve, let's revolve back. Shift your weight to your right foot. Right hand is going to reach out, find the block or the mat. You need to half move. Option here for a little more challenge, maybe your left hand, you reach back, find that left foot, grab a hold of it, and then really puff out the chest. Great big stretch. Let's release down into standing forward fold, stretch out the hamstrings. Walk your hands off to your right foot, stretch out the right hamstring. Back to center, off to your left. And back to center. Inhale up to a flat back. Exhale down. Let's plant the hands and hop or walk back into plank. Over down to chaturanga, up into up dog. Flip the toes, back into down dog. And let's raise the left leg up. Left foot comes forward, in between your hands. Right foot plants flat on the ground. Back into Virabhadrasana, warrior one. Inhale up. Exhale into warrior two. Left arm to the front, right arm behind you. Let's reach forward. Flip the left palm up. Slide the right hand down the back of your leg. Into reverse warrior. Nice big stretch all the way through the left oblique here. Inhale up. Back into warrior two. Reach forward again. Straighten out the left leg. Slide the hand down. Back into Trikonasana, triangle. Again, maybe you want to try a revolve triangle. So you want to hinge right from the waist. Right arm windmills down, left arm windmills up. And revolve back. Shift your weight to your left foot. Left hand is going to reach out. Find your block or the mat. Bring it into half moon or Chandrasana. And again, for more challenge, maybe your right hand is going to reach back. Find the right foot. Roll the shoulder back. Puff out the chest. Get a good stretch here. Nice. Let's release down into standing forward fold. Again, stretch out the hamstrings. Strap your arms around your knees this time. Let the head hang down. And release. Bring the hands down. Let's bring the arms up. Bring the hips down. Coming into chair. So for chair, your arms are up by your ears, feet and knees are parallel, no more than hip distance apart. And let's come a little bit lower, a bit lower. See if you can bring it up under your tippy toes. And let's come all the way down, coming lower and lower. Reach the arms up, open up the knees. Sweep the hands down. So you want to have your knees way apart. And you're in basically a squat here. And let's get a good stretch into the hip areas. So bending the elbows. Take each hand, bring it back, and find your heel. Other hand comes back, finds that heel. This is Malasana, the garland pose. As I may have mentioned to you, I call this the hamper pose. When I was very young, playing hide and go seek, I was hiding in a hamper in this pose and didn't know what I was in. All right, hold it here or plant your hands flat in the ground. From here, we're going to bring it into Bakasana, crane. The easy way to get into it is where we bend our elbows. And you take each tricep and imagine you're gluing it to the inside of your leg. Place the hand down. Other hand, glue, glue. Rock forward, just making a shelf with your elbows. Maybe one foot comes off the ground, maybe the other foot, maybe both. I'll give you the side view. So you want to be doing this at the front of your mat because if you're in it and if you're looking a little bit forward into your potted plants, then you can maybe jump back into plank, kind of like that. Otherwise, walk back, lower down to chaturanga, pull it up into up dog. Flip the toes, come back into downward facing dog. Let's drop your knees down and push back into child's pose. Get a good stretch. So taking a couple of breaths in child's pose. From child's pose, let's walk your hands off the mat to your right and just slide the hips off to your left. So you're still very low to the mat, poking that left hip out. Walk the hands back to center, hips come back to center. And walk the hands off to your left, push the hips off to your right. And hands back to center, hips back to center. From here, let's tuck the toes, pull the hips back into downward facing dog. Again, big stretch for the hamstrings. Going through our vinyasa, if you'd like a little more challenge, try raising the right leg up. Keep the hips square to the mat, and then come forward into plank or three-legged plank, down to chaturanga, up into up dog, three-legged up dog, and then come back into downward facing dog. Raise that right leg up if it's not up already. Let's bring the right foot forward, plant the foot in between your hands, plant the back foot flat in the ground, coming up into warrior one, facing the arms up, settling. Taking a couple breaths here. How are we doing? From here, we're going to bring it into warrior three. So shift your weight onto your right foot. Let your left foot, left leg, float out behind you. So options here, easier version, airplane arms off to the sides. or hands in namaste, prayer. Harder version, hands behind you. Hands behind you in prayer, harder still, hands behind you upside down in prayer. And then release, let both hands find the mat or your block. Hips are still square to the mat. This is a 3-point balance, sometimes called modified warrior 3. And then hold it here, or you can try and bring it into one-legged balance where you get a lot more vertical. So to get there, right hand's going to come closer to the foot. Left hand comes on the ankle. The head comes down to the knee. Leg goes up to the ceiling, to the sky, as high, straight up as you can get it. Bring it back to a 3-point balance if you're not there already. And push off the mat, coming back into warrior 3, and then just come all the way up. So you're up into a great big mountain pose. Shift your weight to your left foot and bring your right foot up into tree. So for tree, the foot can be down here, it can be just below the knee, or it could be above the knee. You want to try and avoid the knee if you possibly can. Stretch up through your spine. Try and get that knee pointing off to that side. And let's come into an easy Padangushanasana here. Right hand can come onto the right hip. Left hand can find the knee or the big toe. If you're going for the toe, find the toe. Straighten up the back, roll the shoulders back, and then stretch out the legs as much as you can. This is where you can improvise and use a belt or something, or tie. If you can't reach the foot, grab the pant leg, whatever works. And let's release that foot, bring it to the opposite kneecap. Bring the hands into prayer and lower down into standing pigeon. So we're coming lower and lower and lower. Let's drop the hands down to the mat, unravel the legs, and bring it into standing forward fold. Inhale up to a flat back, exhale down. And let's hop or walk back into plank and pull it right up into down dog. So again, going to our vinyasa, and again, if you'd like a little more challenge, raise that left leg up. Come forward into plank, down to chaturanga, up into up dog, back into down dog, left leg is up. Left foot comes forward, in between your hands, right foot plants, flatten the ground, bring it up, and warrior 1. Let's take a teeny break here. Let's reach up, maybe tilt back a little bit. And then reaching straight up, looking straight forward. Shift your weight to your left foot. Right leg is going to float up behind you into warrior 3. Looking down, hands find the block or the mat to a 3-point balance. You want to have your hands about a foot in front of your big toe. And again, either hold it here or make it a lot more vertical. Left hand gets closer to the foot, right hand on the ankle. Head comes down, bring that leg up high as you can. Maybe even both hands on the ankle. Maybe not. Let's bring it back to a 3-point balance. Push back into warrior 3. All the way up. Right foot down to the mat. And shift your weight to your right foot. Left foot is going to come up into tree for Shasana. So again, below the knee, even down to the ground, just below the knee or above the knee. Stretch up, spine. Options, hand down to the hip, other hand to the knee or the big toe. And if you're finding the toe, find it. Stretch out the leg, stretch out the back, come all the way up. When you're done, bring the ankle to the opposite knee, hands into prayer, and we start to lower down. Coming Lower and lower and lower. Drop your hands. Unravel, bring it into standing forward fold. Let's wrap your arms around your knees. Let your head hang down. Get another big stretch to the hamstrings. And release. Inhale up to a flat back. Exhale down. Let's hop or walk back into plank. Lower down to chaturanga. Up into down dog. Up the toes, back into down dog. So we have time left for one last arm balance. Let's give this one a try. We're going to come into flying crow. So from your down dog, raise your right leg up. Bring the right foot forward in between your hands. Drop the hips. Take your right hand, bring it underneath into the outside of your foot. Drop the hips a little more. Now we're going to condense. We're going to bring the back foot in a little bit. We're going to walk the front foot out, and then we're going to take that foot and the whole leg, and we're just going to hang that leg on your right elbow. So to do that, we need to get the elbows bent. Your left hand can point towards the left side of your mat. Walk the foot out, spring the leg back, push on your back foot. Left elbow finds your left hip bone. Then you come down, and you're facing off to the right side of the room. Back up, go back into down dog. Let's drop down to the knees, push back into child's pose, stretch it out. And let's tuck the toes, pull the hips back into down dog. Let's try the other side. So as with this whole video, if you want to retry something, feel free to pause, go back, try it again. And in this case, the left leg is going to reach out, bring the left knee forward, place the foot in between your hands, drop into the hips. Take your left hand, bring it underneath, and off to the left side. We start to crunch down a little more, consolidate. Back foot is going to come in, and your front foot is going to walk out. Don't forget to turn that right hand. Right elbow is going to find your right hip bone. Out of the way. And we're going to come forward. So the foot's going to walk out. It's going to spring back to find your hip bone. Head comes down. Leg goes up. And your whole body is just resting on your hip bone. This is where you don't have to be all that strong in order to do one of these arm balances. Right. Bring the legs out front. Let's inhale all the way up. Exhale forward. And again. Inhale up. Exhale forward. And slide up again. And let's bring the feet together. So bring the feet all the way together, reach down, find your feet, and just pull it nice and tall through the spine. Separate your toes. And we're just going to shift back so you're right on your sits bones. So shift back, raise the feet off the mat, stretch out the legs. From our butterfly into a flying butterfly. Bring the legs together and release the arms out, coming into boat. Turn off to the side so you can see the whole body makes it basically a V shape here. Let's bring the legs down, bring the arms all the way forward. Make sure your feet are right up at the front of your mat or even beyond it if you're a tall person. And we're going to do a roll down. So with your hands just above your feet, bring it around the back. Lower, lower, lower. Pull the belly button into your spine. Lower, lower, and lower. And just before you hit the ground, let's come back up. And bring it all the way forward. And hands just above your feet. Rolling, rounding. Coming lower and lower and lower and lower. Let's come all the way down. Place your hands on the mat and bring the legs up. So legs are straight up. Hold it here or lift up into shoulder stand. Supporting the hips, legs are up. Maybe open up the legs, stretch out the inner thighs. Bring it back up. Release over into plow. Release the hands down to the mat. Roll the back down, coming lower and lower. So your back is on the ground. Legs are coming lower, lower, and lower, and lower. Let's release the body down to the mat. Bring the arms out to both sides. And bring your left leg all the way up and bring it all the way off to your right. Left shoulder is on the mat. Both shoulders are on the mat. And left leg is going to come up. Bring it all the way down. Right leg comes up. Goes all the way off to the left side. Big twist from the waist. On the inhale, bring that leg up. Bring it all the way down. And let's slide the seat in. So your feet are about 6 inches from your hips. Articulate the spine and lift the hips off the ground, coming up into bridge, Setu Bandhasana. Hips are up. Maybe roll your shoulders underneath, clasp your hands. Pull the hips up a little higher. See if you can maybe walk your feet in just a little bit closer so you can reach your heels. Push the hips up a little higher. Option here, release the arms up, bring them down. You can bring it into back bend, optional. Hands are right by your ears, fingers and toes all going the same direction. And we're going to stretch out the arms, stretch out the legs, push up. Maybe some back bend push-ups. And when you're done, come down onto your back or shoulders. Bring the hips down. Bring your knees into your chest. And wrap your arms around your knees. Rock from side to side. Press the back into the mat. And one last twist. Let's bring the arms out to both sides. Bring both knees off to your right. This is a mini spinal twist. Inhale, bring the knees up. Exhale, bring them off to the other side. And bring the knees back up. Let's reach the hands between the knees. Find the arches of your feet or your big toes. Pull them up towards the sky, over towards your head, and then straight down. So your feet are apart, knees are bent. Into happy baby. Pulling down, pushing the shoulder blades into the mat. Maybe rock from side to side here. Go back to center. Let's stretch the legs all the way up. One last time. Get a great big stretch to the hamstrings. Maybe point, flex, and point. And start to lower the legs, coming lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. We're going to finally bring them all the way down to our mat. Close your eyes. We're coming into our final Savasana. Letting the body release. around, breathing. Releasing the body down to the mat, the back, the shoulders, the hips, the larger bones, and followed by the smaller bones, limbs, arms, legs, and of course the head. Being aware of the sounds around you, whatever they might be. Animals, dogs, cats, kids, spouses, roommates, housemates, ocean. Being aware of the breathing, slowing down. The heart rate, slowing down. Relaxing the forehead, jaws. Relaxing the shoulders, back, maybe the arms kind of flip out. Lying in Savasana. And in this crazy pandemic time we have right now, think about reaching out to other people. Phone, FaceTime, computers, Zoom meetings, whatever works for you. Reaching out to other people, making the connection, keeping in touch. Keeping healthy, keeping safe. And roll off to the right side into the fetal position. When you're ready, push up into a seated position. Stretching up through the spine. You could be cross-legged. You could be sitting on a pillow. You could be sitting out in staff pose, whatever works for you. Roll the shoulders up and around. Stretch out the shoulders. Roll the head around. Stretch out the neck. All the way back. Back to center. And let's bring it into a great big breath to conclude our practice today. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Let's do one more of those. Big inhale. All the way up. Exhale all the way down to heart center. The light inside of me honors the light inside of you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Namaste. I'll continue to post these once a week till at least we're over the pandemic. And it might get a little harder. We'll have some more challenge for each time. It might get a little bit longer, if that works. If you have special requests, please contact me. You have my email, sandy@bluersky.com. And again, namaste. Stay healthy, stay safe.